So in honor of my favorite time of the year, I'm gonna do this entire video with my hood up because it's hoodie season, aka otherwise known as fall season. And it is my favorite season of any season there is. And apparently the stock market took that very literally, because in the last 2 weeks or so, the stock market has been falling. I mean, it seems like the stock market is gonna finish out the month of September really poorly. And we're gonna talk about what exactly should you do whenever the stock market starts falling. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Kelechi Wabo. Welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are all doing good. If this is your first time around this part, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy anything that I talk about today, hit that like button. That's right, turn that thing blue so that I know that you enjoy the things that you're listening to. So let's talk about the stock market a little bit. In the last couple of weeks, the S&P 500 has dropped about 5%. The Nasdaq has dropped about 8%. The Dow Jones has dropped about 3%. Apple has hit bear territory, dropping about 22% in the last 2 weeks. Microsoft has dropped about 8 to 10%. Tesla just keeps on falling. There's a few reasons why that is. Actually, 3 reasons I want to point to as to why the market has been falling recently. The first reason is pretty simple. It's demand and supply and demand. And recently we've seen like the stock market explode to new heights that nobody even expected that it would get to, making new highs and record highs and record highs. I mean, really high highs. And so a lot of people are starting to take their profits back. They're starting to say, it's time for me to sell out of the market. This thing is way too high for me to keep playing this game. Let me get out of some of these stocks. And so they took profits off the top, which can be a very much a spiraling effect where if one person starts to sell, another person sells, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. So that's one reason why we saw the stock market start to go down a little bit. Another reason why we saw the stock market go down is in the UK, they might be having another issue with the Rona. They might be having a whole lot more Rona cases all of a sudden spiking up again. And so they're possibly going to shut down again. And so that spooked a lot of investors to say, hey, if they're going to shut down again, that means the economy is going to be bad again. And so it spooked a lot of investors. It scared a lot of people to start doing some sell-offs. So that's but I think the biggest reasons that we're starting to see a market sell-off is for one thing. And that thing is a helicopter flying over my head and ruining my freaking shot. Ah. The biggest reason that I believe that the markets are actually having a pullback right now is one thing: uncertainty. One thing that investors hate more than anything else is not to know what's going to come up next. And right now we have a lot of uncertainty in the markets. We have a lot of uncertainty with the elections coming up. We have a lot of uncertainty with the Supreme Court justice. We have a lot of uncertainty with how we're going to recover economically from the from the Rona. So with all of that, putting all of that and culminating together, and also with that pent-up demand that we've seen, sometimes for investors, they just cut their losses and run. Now the question is, what should you do as an investor? What should you do whenever you start seeing the markets start to decline and start to sell off and you start doing all these things? Well, there's really only 2 options for you. Option number 1 is for you to do absolutely nothing. Literally walk away from your phone, from news outlets, from anything, from your portfolio. Do not keep paying attention to the news. Do nothing with your portfolio. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is for you to actually buy more. I know it's a very scary thing to see the markets going in a downward trend and then somebody comes out and says, hey, you should buy more of this stock or buy more of that stock. But the basis of it is simple. Nothing has really changed with the businesses that you trusted to start off with. And so therefore, there's no reason for you to be afraid to buy more of those businesses at a cheaper price. So whenever you see the stock market falling, whenever you see a major correction going on in the stock market, it doesn't mean it's time for you to run. It's actually time for you to jump into the market and maybe buy even more. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all learned 1, maybe 2 things out of this entire thing. If you enjoyed anything that you heard, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Go check out my podcast, by the way. That's something that y'all should go check out. Link is in the description. There's a bunch of other good stuff in the description as well. But anyway, remember, generosity is always greater than greed. God bless each and every single one of y'all, and I'm out. Peace.